Hello, YouTube video viewers. I'm responding to Ron Paul's uh, attack by the mainstream media. And they are trying to label him a racist due to newsletters that were written in his name 20 some odd years ago. Um, and I actually find it quite humorous. Uh, I've seen numerous speeches of Ron Paul where he was advocating a overhaul of the justice system that unfairly targets minorities. Uh, they are really running scared right now. And there is a number of minorities that are actually waking up to the fact that the Democratic Party is not working in their interest, nor is the Republican Party either. The reason Ron Paul is running in the Republican Party is because if he runs as a third party candidate, um, well, that'll just eliminate any chance of entering office. Um, I find it just absolutely hilarious. The fact that first they ignore him, then second they ridicule him and his views, and they call him a conspiracy theorist. And then thirdly, now they're on the attack, which means the fourth and final level that he will reach will be victory. Gandhi actually listed those, and well, history speaks for itself. That's what they do with you if you're telling the truth. Ron Paul has been telling the truth, and I had a discussion with a friend on Facebook who was talking about the civil rights movement and how Ron Paul was against certain laws, and the only reason he was against those certain laws, and the whole argument was taken out of context because she was, again, watching the Democratic or left-wing mainstream media, which focus on certain statements, takes them out of context, and then labels someone a racist or whatever. And basically, what I was saying, she was saying that, she works in New Orleans and racism is still prevalent. I live in Austin, Texas. It's a very liberal city. However, when you live in the South, you live in Texas, you run into racism quite frequently. So I know it's alive and well. However, the thing about it is Ron Paul's argument about everything is basically the free market will take care of it, which in essence he's right. My last job, I used to drive around Central Texas, and I would go through certain towns which were very small, and the majority of the people were white, 90%, but they were very, very poor. These people obviously did have racist views. I would, walk into a convenience store and get, poor treatment and or screwed up looks. And the thing is, these towns were becoming increasingly poorer and smaller because of their views. Okay, no one wants to move to a town like that, whether they be white, black. If you are around a melting pot of people, you will realize that you're going to run into all sorts of people, and it's in your benefit to embrace different cultures so your business can expand, so your market can expand. Well, in a recession, these towns were becoming poor. These towns had numerous shops that were shut down. So the free market argument was working. It was actually working in a false free market society. So imagine if it was a totally free market society. These towns would be obliterated. She didn't buy it because, well, she worked in real estate, and there are plenty of people who would ask, can you not show black people these certain neighborhoods because I want to live in a predominantly white neighborhood. That is fine. Go ahead. But in the end, that's going to hurt yourself because people, especially my generation, which is a Generation X, have basically ignored and shunned racism completely. So the argument's valid, especially in my time and even the younger generation's time. So, I find it absolutely hilarious, and it's very encouraging to see that the mainstream media is doing what it's doing. And I hope they keep it up. because I'll read the comments after these supposed articles where they're like endorsing Ron Paul, but they keep saying that he has no chance of winning the nomination. And I'm like, well, basically what you're doing is you're brainwashing the public, or you're attempting to influence the public's decision on and tell them that he's unelectable, which is absolutely hilarious since he's been elected to Congress 11 plus times. So if he's been elected in some form of government, that destroys the argument of unelectability. So a lot of people, when you hear these talking points and you hear these people, you'll talk to someone, they're a supporter of Newt Gingrich or Mitt Romney, and you're like, well, I like Ron Paul. Well, he's unelectable. You're repeating something that was told to you. You're not thinking that. Okay? And I've seen one article that went so far as to say that Newt Gingrich's flip-flopping was an indication or an indicator of flexibility. And Ron Paul's consistency was an indicator of rigidness, which would be self-destructive, which is absolutely insane. It's the up and down paradigm, or the paradox, where the mainstream media tells me looking at the ground is up, and looking at the sky is down, which is absolutely retarded. And it's getting so stupid. People are just, they're fed up. They're tired of lies. And it's just really encouraging. I am a supporter of Ron Paul. I am looking at things objectively, though. But I want a candidate that is consistent. I haven't seen anyone this consistent since Ross Perot or Pat Buchanan. So, and they destroyed both of those individuals. Ross Perot was actually had his life threatened, and his family was threatened. So he dropped out and let Clinton go ahead and, do it. But Ron Paul is a brave soul, and he's just going to go ahead and go through with it. And this has the establishment just scared out of their wits. I don't want to use too many cuss words or anything like that. But anyways, just want to say peace and love, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whichever one you prefer. But have a good day, have a good Christmas, have a good New Year. Stay optimistic. Let's stay focused. Let's inform as many people as we possibly can. And peace and love. All right, guys. I'm Keed, a.k.a. Patrick Benford, signing off. Love you.